So they just backed up into me.
They're not even responding.
Pull over. Thank you.
Good job. Good job recording it.
Watch it go green and he just takes off.
Better not. I'll catch him.
Alright, so we were just discussing how we wanted to film this vlog today, and we get in a small fender bender. The guy just, right before I started filming, we were talking, and as we're waiting at a red light, this gentleman in his red SUV that I was filming, he just slowly backs up. At first I thought maybe he's trying to get some room so someone can go around him, but he just kept going and he hit us. But let's try getting this vlog back in order. But I'm curious on how much damage is done to David's wife's car. So while David deals with insurance and calling a bunch of people right now, we are actually pretty much right in front of a McDonald's. Not my preferred place to eat. Whatever, I can't really complain, so I'm just gonna run in here real quick and grab something. The car is pretty much all right. These were already popped out. Just some minor scratches really, and that, but
Yeah, you got that pretty much right here.
that seems like the major part.
This actually popped all the way out. I just pushed it back in for now. That's loose too.
Did you check if the light worked?
It's working, yeah, it's all the reflection, so hopefully that's not a long-term problem.
Well, we can't put in gas this way.
Make it work. Hey everybody, today's gonna be a great day. We're heading up to Austin because this is the only place we could find the new Sony a7III. Now I looked all over San Antonio, I looked at the local electronic stores, I went to Amazon, I went to B&H. No one had this in stock, 1 to 3 months. But I found one store in Austin that does have it, so we're gonna drive up there and grab it now.
It only took that plane over there and a Hellcat Charger to mess that up a little bit, huh?
You think we got it? So, we should be good. Anyways, we got gas, let's go.
It only took an old man to hit us for us to start our day.
God, that sucked.
But the pain still grows, so strangers to you and me.
I saw a swerve this direction towards the truck.
Never. Hold on.
We gotta put ourselves in another accident right afterwards.
2 claims, 1 day. Hey babe. How's it going?
Good, I'm just leaving the airport now.
Oh, you just dropped them off?
Yeah.
Okay. Something to tell you. Someone backed up into us.
Yes, indeed.
Holy.
So we were all picturing that this place would be like small, maybe at the most would be the size of that Terra Toys. But no, it's a biggin'.
It's huge.
Excited?
Oh yeah, definitely.
I'm starting to run out of things to say, that's why I just keep bringing that up. Okay, this place is massive. So I was just looking for a case for myself, and then I find these guys. These bags are almost as tall as I am, and almost as worth as I am. Once you open a zipper, it's like opening up your fridge. You can put absolutely everything that you have, and probably a lot of stuff you don't even have in this bag. Right, so you got it?
We did. It's a lot of stuff.
Yeah, we were there for quite a bit, but you didn't just get the cam, you got the lenses, the polarizers, pretty much everything you need.
Batteries, yep, everything.
Jeez.
A lot of information to soak in and a lot of different options. It's almost overwhelming when you start looking at all the options with the adapting lenses and all the other features that are available.
That whole place was overwhelming.
It was.
All right, we're done with Precision Camera here in Austin, but we're not done with the day yet. We have to head back into San Antonio, back to the office, and we're gonna go and film this unboxing and go see all the other stuff that we picked up today from Precision Camera, and hopefully we can make a video in time before I can leave today. Oh no, I have the camera balancing on my power.
I'm ready to go. Let's open these boxes. Alright, so we're back in the office. Here's our original camera. This is the Nikon D3200 with a 10-20 zoom lens. Now I love this lens and I love this setup and it's worked so far, but let's get real. It's 2018. It's time for an upgrade.
It did us well though. But that will do us a lot more.
This is our upgrade.
That will do us a lot better.
So I'm going to start off. Oh, that's not what I want to start off with. Here's our new lens. So instead of a 10-20 millimeter zoom lens, we're now at 16-35. The reason being is because we were the crop sensor. This is a 1.5 crop system. So really the 10 is more like a 15 and the 20 is like a 30. So we're going from 15-30 to 16-35. So we're actually getting essentially the same exact thing plus an extra 5 millimeters of zoom and the full crop, which means better listing photos and better production on the long term. For everything else, we got the 50 ml prime lens, and the star of the show, the Sony a7III, which is extremely hard to find as of April right now. I had to go to so many stores and we finally found it up at Precision Camera and Video up in Austin. The only reason why I was able to get this is because somebody else had a deposit on it from a pre-listing or pre-purchasing it, and they dropped out. So I was able to snatch it up before somebody else did. I just want to be careful. Ooh. Nice lens strap.
$60 right there.
An extra battery, the wall charger, and probably USB cord. And that seems like that'll be it. There's a USB cord. There it is. The Sony a7III. It's beautiful. It's absolutely beautiful. You know, it's light, but it's also heavy at the same time. And I know it kind of contradicts itself, but it feels sturdy, it's durable, and we were testing this inside the store. They had a demo model, and it was one of the things I noticed. It's definitely heavier than a D3200, but it's a lot lighter than the other full frame cameras. Now where that makes up, unfortunately, is the lenses for the Sonys are heavier than a lot of the other Canons or Nikon available lenses out there as well. So it kind of a give or take, but still, I love this feel of this camera.
Can it hold MP3s?
Can it hold MP3s? No?
Then throw it away. There's your trash can.
So it does have, and then this is my first time actually opening up any of these compartments, so please forgive me here. Oh, there you go. So it has two SD card slots. So if you're shooting like wedding photography, or if I'm out shooting listings, I don't want those pictures to ever fail on me, if a card fails on me, so I have a backup of those. One is slightly faster than the other. There's two different versions here, and it's kind of backwards too. If you see there, slot 1, slot 2. This one's actually the faster one. That one is the slower one. So if you're trying to do sports photography, that could actually be a hassle trying to do RAW on both, but you could do a RAW JPEG and still shoot you 10 frames per second, which is a pretty cool option. Battery compartment on the bottom, and these are the new Z batteries. Their last previous generation, they used to overheat, and when you're shooting 4K, it would be kind of bad. Yeah, that's actually interesting. On my Nikon, when you shut it, it automatically locks. This one, you actually have to push the lock up to make it lock. That's interesting. But one of the things I want to show you is just the lens, or the sensor size. It is massive, and because there's no mirror in front of it, when you open this, it is right there for you to see. That thing is huge. So we're gonna go to the 50mm 1.8. Now they do have a 1.4 currently available as well. It's significantly more expensive. Now I'm not a portrait photographer, but I want to play around with it. So this is actually a good gap for me to actually jump into that area to get a nice bokeh, get people out of, or the person in focus, the background out of focus, and it just felt like it's a good starting point for me. All right, so it's a small one, but it is the, the 1.8 50mm. This is a completely different setup than Nikon, so excuse me, I'm looking and seeing. This is the first time we've ever opened it up. It's a pretty cool thing. Now, one of the things I learned about the Sonys is that their lenses are a little tight when putting them onto their cameras themselves. Oh, sorry. So I can definitely confirm that. Trying to get that on has a very tight feeling, which I guess could be good if you're trying to keep dust and dirt out, but at the same time, I wonder if that's going to start stripping those fine metal, what do you call those? Threads. Threads is the word I'm looking for. And because we care about protecting our lenses, we're going to throw this lens cap on. So there you go. It's not going to filter out. It's not a UV protectant or anything like that. This is just strictly so that way, if I'm moving around, I don't scratch it on any, branches or anything else that might get in my way. So let's actually open up the features now and move into the camera. Now, one of the cool things about this camera, it is very fast. I'm hoping to have enough power because this battery is dead, but it's super fast on focusing, and there's a lot of features in here that we can go through and play around with. Now, another cool thing that I like about this camera is that this has a tilt screen, and it doesn't seem like a huge feature at first until you are backed up in the corner trying to take a wide angle zoom of the bathroom, and you are like either under the camera or around the tripod trying to see the screen just so you can take that one photo. Now I can actually move the screen up or down to allow me to view that camera or that screen without having to be in the most awkward positions ever. And if you've ever done interior photography in a small space, you know exactly what I mean. You are pulled into that corner with that tripod all around you, trying to take a very steady shot. Another great thing about this is it has HDR mode. You can take up, the lady told me, 9 photos all at once, which means instead of having to go with my Nikon where I go one step up, one step down, or one stop up, one stop down, to change the exposure, bring it all into the camera, or the editing process afterwards, it does it all by itself. So now I don't have to worry about changing my exposure, changing all my settings while I'm at the photo shoot. I just press HDR, tell where I want it to go pre-programmed, and it automatically takes all those, let's say 5 photos all at once. So that way I'm not having to play around the camera settings, just set up the camera, hit shoot, and it does it all for me. That's a huge time saver. The last part on this trio of the big opening unboxing is going to be our 16 to 35 f4. Just like the other lens, bubble wrapped. This one comes with a case. I kind of like that. I would hope that came with a case of some sort at this price point. And there it is. Let's see what else we have in here. And just like the 50mm, this also comes with the sunshade to keep that sun flare out of your photos if the sun is not inside your frame. Here we are with that weirdly tight snap, but it's in there. We're good. Now, here comes a big question. If you already have a Nikon system or a Canon system, is it worth switching to Sony? Honestly, if you're already at full frame, I'm going to say no. In my particular case, I had a crop sensor, so moving up to a full frame system, I wasn't married or tied to a particular brand. Sony, with this new camera coming out, It's really hard to get, but the price point is amazing. It's competing with the other cameras with the full-size frames that I was looking at with Nikon. So going with the Sony was kind of a no-brainer with the amount of features it has for me in particular with real estate photography. This one decided to turn itself off.
Oh, the battery's dead, remember?
Well, it's still good enough to run.
Oh.
Battery exhausted. Now it is. All right.
Now it's dead.
I want to thank everyone for joining and watching this video. Stay tuned because we're not done yet. I want to show you some of the actual photos. We have a new listing coming on the market this Friday, and I'm going to go take out some shots. So I know we're filming Wednesday, and we're going to be putting some more photos on Friday, so you won't be able to see this video until next week. But I want to show you some actual realistic photos of me using this in actual listing to show you what it looks like, post-production of the full event. So I hope you guys like this video. It was kind of a long day, and not expecting to get into car accidents, and then getting all the documents filled out once we got to the camera shop. But here we are, the very, very hard to get Sony a7III. David Caraccio with the Vet Group. I'll see you guys next time.
Pretty good. Go to sleep.
I know it's raining outside, mister, but you are not allowed in here. You don't pay rent. You're not allowed under there.